A pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. I am Kazzel Sara from the Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Mathematics. At this particular time, I will be presenting our research with the title of Sustaining Lifelong Learning in the New Normal, Student Mathematical Struggles on DepEd's Modular Approach. As far as we are aware, COVID-19 pandemic is leaving a devastating consequence in society and has made the most alarming to educational opportunity. According to TRIA 2020, most countries around the world have temporarily closed educational institutions to contain the spread of the virus and reduce infection. With this, the Department of Education introduced the modular approach in learning. With this learning system, students will be provided with self-learning materials, and this has made students do their education at home. It makes another problem for parents to educate them, according to Anwar et al. 2020. Now, for the global scenario, in Ethiopia, a study conducted by Dijon and Shen 2019 found out that in this approach, the large class size is the hindering factor. Additionally, in Nigeria, a study conducted by Rijo and Jetta 2018 revealed that the nature of mathematics was not appropriately addressed, and with the absence of helpful and visible tutors for the subject, complicated the challenge of understanding mathematics even further. In ASEAN perspective, a study conducted by Amalia Sukistiarno-Nasikan 2021 revealed that students with low self-regulation have not been able to achieve any indicator of mathematical problem-solving ability in this approach. Here in the Philippines, a study conducted by Dangli and Sumawang 2020 mentioned that the main struggle that emerged were students' struggle of self-studying, parents' lack of knowledge, great number of activities, and the clarity of printed materials. Now, for the local perspective, our initial interviewee here in Davao del Sur, particularly in a far-flung area in the municipality of Suluk known as Barangay Osminia, claimed that in learning, utilizing the DepEd's modular approach is twice as difficult than the classroom setting. Thus, this study was conducted to discover the mathematical struggles, coping mechanism, and insights of students utilizing the DepEd's modular approach, particularly in Osmeña Suluk, Davao del Sur, where there is no internet connection and they have to go uphill just to have an internet access. Now, for the research question, this study sought to answer the following. First, what are the mathematical struggle of students on DepEd's modular approach in learning? Second, what are their coping mechanisms or strategies to sustain mathematical understanding after all the struggle they had in learning with the use of DepEd's modular approach? Third, what are the insights they could share, especially for those who are in similar situation as theirs? For the theoretical lens, this study is seen through the lens of Brunner in his constructivism theory. This theory emphasizes the dynamic part of a learner in building understanding and making sense of information. This theory is relevant to the study because it provides a clear concept that emphasizes student agency through self-guided exploration, reflection, and evaluation that supports the development of self-learning materials which promote learner engagement and motivation. Hence, constructivistic approach is well suited and help engage learners in this stance. Now, moving forward to the methods of the study, the researchers used the qualitative research design and the participants were chosen using the proposed sampling method. And in data gathering, we used in-depth interview which conducted through face-to-face since the participants of the study are living in an area where there is no internet connection, thus we have to do it face-to-face, but of course we secure safety protocols. And in analyzing the data, we use the principle of thematic analysis, and of course, the trustworthiness was given an emphasis as well as the ethical consideration. Now, moving forward to the result of the study, for the student mathematical struggles, there are 4 themes developed, namely, difficulty in analyzing mathematics lesson, lack in complicated mathematical examples, difficulty in browsing mathematical information due to the absence of internet connection, and the lack of mathematical support from parents. Now, for the first theme, of all the struggle experienced by the participants, this is one of the most dominant, with 10 out of 10 participants claim to have experienced such struggle. One of the responses coming from the participant is, sa math nga module, dili jud siya dali sabton kay maski pag Na example gihatag, lisod gihapon i-process ang iyang concept. In this manner, participants of the study were able to share their struggle and claim how effective they are in analyzing mathematics lesson utilizing the DepEd's modular approach, which was supported by Cunningham 2019, which claimed the struggle of understanding the study material since it is self-directed and no individual attention and feedback. For the second theme, 10 out of 10 participants claim to have experienced such struggle. Students struggling in learning their modules due to the deficiency of the given examples and its complexity. One of the responses coming from the participant is, dili jud siya lalim. Dili man gud siya masabtan man gud kay naay mga examples nga lisod pud siya sabton. Now, it was mentioned by Alford and Tyler 2019 that examples and illustrations are powerful ways to broaden and deepen students' learning, especially in mathematics. Examples play an important role where the teacher uses certain examples to explain certain topic. For the third theme, utilizing the DepEd's modular approach introduced students residing in Barangay Usmina into another problem owing to the fact that there is no signal nor internet connection in the area. Students share the struggle of going uphill just to have a signal and be able to browse in the internet to acquire fruitful information. One of the responses coming from the participant is, sa among dapit kay walay signal, so nisamot kalisod mag-answer sa module, kay kinahanglan pa namo musaka o buntod para makapasignal. Now, it was claimed by Lynch 2017 that the lack of internet connection at home affects the academic performance of students. It was also supported by Bentley 2020 that as school made a fast transition into remote learning, many students fell behind due to their lack of high-speed connectivity at home. Now, for the fourth theme, we have the lack of mathematical support from parents. 6 out of 10 participants claim to have the struggle of having lack of mathematical support from the parents. One of the responses coming from the participant is, naglisod ko sa pagsabot sa module gikan sa DepEd, kay ako ray nagasabot, usahay walay makatabang. Now, support in all its form is one of the greatest influencers in students' academic success. Students with supportive parents develop appropriate mindset, self-discipline, and motivation, which believe by Williams 2010 that parental involvement is associated with enhanced intrinsic motivation. And one of the most important thing that need to understand is that struggling with mathematics is one of the common occurrence among children and that it should not demotivate them. Now, for the coping mechanism, there are 3 themes developed, namely seeking mathematical help from others, researching and browsing the internet to deepen mathematical understanding, and carefully analyze mathematics lesson. Now, for the first theme, there are 9 out of 10 participants who claim that they usually ask for assistance from others, especially when they encounter mathematical struggles. And based on the responses, this assistance is coming from their teachers, peers, classmates, siblings, and other acquaintances who really understand the topic. And one of the responses coming from the participant is, pag di na ako makaya, nagapangutana ko sa teacher. Nag-ask ko sa akong mga classmate kung unsay pasabot ato, aron masolve na ako kung sao. Now, students usually seek help from others to acquire knowledge which is beneficial for them to feel good and to facilitate their learning development, which allows them to understand certain concept with the presence of other individual, which approved by Hood 2020, which claimed that be open to the idea of asking help from others, especially when you need it, and accepting that help as graciously as possible. For the second theme, despite of the struggles of having the absence of internet connection in the area, students give their extra time in going uphill just to have an internet connection. They manage to search for more information in Google and YouTube to understand the topic. And one of the responses coming from the participant is, maningkamot ko nga makapasignal aron maka-research ko, which believed by Kapoor 2020 that the apparent confusion displayed by students during understanding the lesson provides students with the opportunity to deepen their knowledge on mathematics concept because students will find their ways in searching for more information. For the third theme, we have carefully analyze mathematics lesson. For this theme, one of the responses coming from the participant is, ginasabot na ako word for word, tas ang mga instruction kay akong gina-analyze. Now, in mathematics, to carefully analyze is crucial for students to learn, for they can be able to comprehend the logic behind the process, which was supported by Salman Rodriguez 2013, which claimed that in solving a problem, it does not only include and required computation, but there is a need to understand and analyze the problem repeatedly. Now, for the insights of students on modular approach in mathematics, there are three themes developed, namely, ineffective approach for mathematics learning, be self-motivated in learning mathematics, and teacher, craft, and complicated mathematics module. Now, for the first theme, all the participants revealed that the modular approach was not effective in their situation. One of the responses coming from them is, dili jud siya effective sa amua, kay naa man guduban dili fast learner, dili dayon makaget sa unsa may pansiran. Now, it was mentioned by French 2015 that despite the benefits of this modular-based structure, it can potentially weaken learning outcomes. It was also supported by Sedeghi 2019, which uncovered the burden of having high chances of distraction since no teachers and classmates to communicate with, students getting an ad of being occupied and having a high probability of forgetting. For the second theme, we have be self-motivated in learning mathematics. All participants were asked to give their messages towards other students who are in the same situation as theirs. And one of the responses coming from the participant is, bisan lisud na kaayo maning kamuta para sa kaugmaon. And this response was supported by Gilakjani et al. 2012 when they claimed that self-motivation can increase the eagerness to get things done even having hard time from some situations, and it is the desire for the future. For the third theme, we have teacher craft and complicated mathematics module. All the participants are hoping to construct a complicated mathematics module. One of the responses coming from them is, sa mga teacher nga nagbuhat sa module, unta sayon lang ninyo, kay sa among sitwasyon dili baya lalim kay wala mi signal. This response was supported by Bowler 2015, which claimed that teacher can have a great impact on student feelings towards mathematics. They can help students do their problems in a low-pressure environment. That's all for the result of the study. Now moving forward with the implication for education. This study gives essential information for students, parents, as well as future researchers in promoting awareness on students' struggles and DepEd's modular approach. For students, this becomes a guide for them on how to cope with the struggles in learning mathematics utilizing DepEd's modular approach. Student may develop an optimistic mind and strong attitude towards this modality, for it allows them to continue learning despite the challenges posed by it. For parents, this study will provide them insights and awareness. It may help them in finding ways to improve their children's interest in learning mathematics and avoid having negative mindset towards this subject. They may not be able to help their children academically, but providing them with attention and giving them enough time to listen to their sentiments will be a precious thing they could offer to their children. For future researchers, this study can also be done in other places in the Philippines. This would provide them detailed information which could be a big help in their study. Furthermore, conducting a quantitative study for this research can also be done to use statistical method and quantify data. Now, for the concluding remarks, upon apprehending the situation of students utilizing the DepEd's modular approach, we realize that obtaining a meaningful understanding is so laborious as it requires them to spare no effort. Overall, the implementation of DepEd's modular approach during this pandemic is partially helpful. However, due to enormous struggles in learning mathematics, it uncovered the ineffectiveness of this approach. Engaging students to learn encourages the Department of Education to have an effective actions and policies to ensure that they are providing quality education. The government, the DepEd officials, and the school administration need a strong collaboration in creating an attainable and productive methodology in sustaining lifelong learning in the new normal. That would be all. Thank you so much.